24, Bonita. 31, Fiona Grapple. Number 4, Whiskey Ginger. 617, Harper Bazaar. 8011, Love Hurts. 818, Honey Bunches of Chokes. 86, Salt and Pepper. 88, She Who Cannot Be Named. 901, Violet Assaults. And 949, Wile E. Coyote. And I am G.I. Jones, all the way from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So this is an all-Canadian announcing.
All Canada, all the time. And I gotta say, you guys over there with the cowbell and the cowboy hats, we're both from Alberta, so we're with you. Yeah. More cowbell.
I mean, we're completely unbiased as announcers, but I haven't seen so many cowboy hats since I left Calgary.
I know, but again, more cowbell. Yes.
There you go. Go find some more fans, too. Get them over to track 3.
We are just lining up here to start with Rocky Mountain Rollergirls. You're going to see them in the red jerseys, and Terminal City is playing in white today.
It actually looks like this game will start on time.
We are nothing but prompt here at the Big O. We'd also like to give a biggest shout out to all of our officials for making sure that we are prompt and keeping everything running on time, because you are amazing. FYI.
I concur. The suspense is killing everyone.
I know, we're just
Cirrhosis,
watching the clock right now.
There we go, here we go.
So starting jammer for Terminal City is going to be number 88, Made Insane, and it looks like starting jammer for Rocky Mountain Rollergirls is number 949, Wile E. Coyote.
I think we get bonus points for efficiency on starting this one on time. And the jam is on. Made Insane up into the pack. Wiley, same thing. Made Insane out of the pack first, picking up lead for Terminal City.
Wile E. Coyote still in that pack. They're working away up to the front. Big wall of Terminal City blockers up here. Gets knocked out by Sundown and is getting recycled back.
And Made Insane through the pack picks up 5 points as she laps the opposing team's jammer. And she is out and through.
Wile E. Coyote up at the front of the pack has one blocker to get through and another Terminal City blocker recycling up to the front. Still trying to complete the initial pass as Made Insane is in the back of the pack on her second scoring pass.
And she's through once again for another 5 points. Gonna make her way around. Finally, we've got ourselves a star pass, and Rocky is out of the pack.
So that is now Fiona Grapple, who is your jammer for Rocky Mountain. And with that jam, that is called off. And I believe that is going to be 15 big points on the board for Terminal City and Made Insane.
Made Insane getting through at that last second, getting the prompt to call it from Coach Lime on the bench. And she steps inbounds, keeping herself all across the line without picking up or cutting the track, calls off the jam.
Up on the jammer line in red, we have 147 Havoc for the Rocky Mountain, and we've got number 52, Aveda Perone for Terminal City.
Vader. Looks like an official timeout. They're going to review what happened and with the call, and maybe that step over the line. We'll see.
I want to give it to one of our sponsors. Shout out RollerCon. 8 tracks, 70 coaches, 160 challenges, 24 bouts, uncountable seminars, social events and vendors, plus 1 uterus-shaped 24-hour pool. Derby summer camp every day. Now, I have a rule that I don't swim in anything but uterus-shaped pools.
Let me tell you, that pool was quite the point of contention last year with a name and whether or not we were going to name it. And who went to RollerCon last year? That was a blast. Well, let's make sure that we do it again this year. We will see you there. That uterus-shaped pool, so much fun. Official timeout done. It looks like they removed a point off the score.
So now it is 14 points for Terminal.
And we're off. Aveda pushing up against the pack.
And that is Havoc in the line there for Rocky Mountain. Havoc doing some really fancy footwork up at the front. One blocker left, get past. She does it. Bruceberry Pie comes up and tries to give her a little hit, but that is a Rocky Mountain lead jammer. Aveda Perone now out of the pack and starting her scoring pass. Havoc up in there really fast through that pack, gets her points and calls off the jam. Beautiful play by Havoc. So that brings Rocky Mountain to 4 points. Terminal City, no points in that jam, but they are still in the lead with 14. 617, Harper Bazaar in red for Rocky Mountain. And 1223, Kim Jana in white for Terminal City. Kim Jana making some quick moves up to the front of the pack. She's only got 2 Rocky Mountain jammers to get past, and she gets through on the outside, and she becomes your lead jammer. Harper fighting her way up to the front of the pack. A strong brace, 3-brace wall there for Terminal City. She gets knocked to the inside, and she's going to start that pass again as she gets recycled quarter of the track back.
Kim Jana in the same situation, getting knocked out and recycled to the back of the pack as Harper finally sneaks through and gets out for her initial pass.
Kim Jana's got 1 blocker left to get through for Rocky Mountain. She gets knocked to the inside. She's going to take those points and call it off, and that is going to be 4 points for Kim Jana.
She who cannot be named lining up against Moulin Brews. Moulin Brews, a recent import from Calgary, actually.
And we are very happy to have her, thank you.
And she's happy to be in Vancouver, from what I understand.
It doesn't snow.
I heard, yeah, I know, I was at the Olympics.
Exactly.
And they're off. Both jammers into the pack, bumping up against strong walls. Terminal City not letting.
She who must not be named.
Not letting her through that easily. Locking down that wall and bridging. Taking a little bit of offense at that moment as well and getting Moulin out, and both jammers are out. Lead going to Rocky Mountain.
She who not be named is closely followed by Moulin. Moulin on the inside line goes for an outside to try and get some points here. It is she who must be not be named as the lead jammer. She is fighting her way through that white. Oh, nice work on the inside line.
And Moulin trying to cut through, trying to break apart the pack. A little bit of offense happening from Terminal, but not enough. And she has to squeak through on her own.
We've got points on the board for both of our teams here as she who must be not to be named calls it off. I totally wish that I actually knew her real name so that I could just be like, I'm not afraid of your name,
She cannot
Karen.
be named. So penalty going to Bruceberry Pie at the last second there.
Thanks so much, everybody who is joining us on WFTDA.tv for our stream. We're very excited to have you.
Look, Ma, I'm on TV. But not really.
My mom's not watching. And I think Havoc is jamming here for Rocky Mountain. And cutting the track penalty here for Rocky Mountain. And as Havoc is watching that penalty be called, she rolls past the point of no return. So she's going to have to go all the way around to do that. Oh, no, never mind. I thought it was.
Yeah, that was a penalty, no penalty.
Okay.
So she has lead, and Red Sonja making her way out of the back and does not have lead. Got a little bit of confusion out on the track there. We're going to have to see what happened.
A pass, no penalty at the end there?
There was definitely something up and some confusion between the refs.
So lining up in the line in red for Rocky Mountain is Harper Bazaar. And that is Maiden Sane for Terminal. Rocky Mountain hanging up at the pivot line at the front, giving Maiden Sane a bit of a running start towards them. Harper Bazaar stuck behind a giant wall. That's Green Machine, Bruceberry Pie, and Eve Hollows blocking there for Terminal City.
Maiden Sane going up against a tough Rocky Mountain wall. Doing some great bridging and non-stop. And finally, she pierces that final 2-player wall and gets through to pick up lead for Vancouver.
Rocky Mountain still fighting in the pack of that big front wall, trying to complete their initial pass. Some nice help there from some of their blockers, but Maiden Sane sneaked through on the outside.
Harper still trying to get through the pack, pushing, and has not made her initial pass yet.
Looks like Scarlet Bloodbath is getting a forearm penalty and is on the way to the penalty box there for Terminal City.
Maiden Sane taking her time, getting a little strategic here, looking for the hole. She's cracked a little bit of the shell of the Rocky Mountain defense, but gets forced out and pulled back. Ooh, that ghost came in on the inside and she caught her.
Some nice blocking in there by Love Hurts of Rocky Mountain.
Looks like Rocky Mountain has done a star pass, heading the star to Fiona Grapple, number 31, who makes her way around, but the jam is called down by Maiden Sane before she can attain any points. Looks like another 15 going on the board for Terminal City.
32 Terminal City, 14 Rocky Mountain, 21 minutes left on the clock.
I said 15, it was 10. These scorekeepers over here are super fast. I was waiting for that 5 points to go up.
And it had already done it.
And it had already done it in the time that I turned my head. Veda Perone on the line with number 138 Devastator. Veda just jumping over the pack on the inside line, and she takes lead for Terminal City.
Devastator also out on scoring pass now. Terminal City hanging back at the back of the pack here, making their way up to the front to help Aveda Rowan. Aveda takes a big elbow there, but she was already calling the jam off, and it looks like she was able to pull in 1 point there as that jam was being called off. Kim Jana back up on the line for Terminal City, and that is Wildy Coyote on the line for Rocky Mountain.
Rocky Mountain starting up at the pivot line once again, giving the jammer that chance to get a little bit of momentum as they head into the defensive line.
Kim Jana using a little bit of toe stop work there as she's able to make it through. Takes a little stumble at the front, but she is still your lead jammer, but also Wildy Coyote giving her a little bit of a chase.
Quite the chase, actually. Wildy catching up really quick as the pack now speeds up with Terminal City at the back.
Yeah, Rocky Mountain going really fast up at the front of the pack, trying to make Kim Jana work for those points.
Kim is working for the points. However, that move unfortunately gave the advantage to Rocky Mountain with all those points at the back. It was easy for the Rocky Mountain jammer to get to the front.
That is very true. Wildy Coyote taking advantage of a bit of a spread out terminal pack there and pulling in 4 more points here for Rocky Mountain.
On the line, Mulan Bruise lining up against number 147 Havoc. Rocky Mountain changing from its forward pivot line start to an actual by the jam line start. Mulan is through and she has lead for Terminal City.
That was a nice little hop and skip and a jump out of the pack there for Mulan. Havoc takes some big hits, but makes a nice speed around that back side of the corner, and she gets her initial pass completed. And Mulan able to pull in 4 points there for Terminal City just as Havoc reaches the back of the pack.
Fallen Angel heading to the penalty box. Going to put an advantage to Terminal City with 4 blockers to Rocky Mountain's 3. Red Sonja on the line with the star for Terminal City, and good old Harper Bazaar once again on the line for Rocky Mountain.
Again, Rocky Mountain starting up at the front. Both of our two sets of pack, 2 blockers. They're pretty spread out. Gooseberry Pie coming in to try and help Red Sonja up at the front of the pack.
Another penalty to Rocky Mountain is going to give them a little bit of a an easier way through the pack if all goes well. But to date, nothing is coming out of this. Neither team having lead.
Red Sonia getting hit to the outside. Bruceberry Pie coming up and taking care of that blocker. That is Fiona Grapple giving some tough blocks at the front.
And finally, there we go. We've got lead. Red Sonia out of the pack, picking up lead after 1.5 times around the track.
Yeah, there was some nice blocking work going on in the track right now.
And Sonia taking a whip off of Scarlett.
Not something you see too much anymore, but that was a nice whip there, giving Red Sonia a hand on the outside. Well, looks like she's going to try and get a couple of points. Takes a flying leap and calls it off.
Calls it from the floor as she rolls out of bounds. Cutting it off for Harper.
You do not need to be on your feet to call it off. You just need to be able to touch your hips.
And we've got a battle of the 88s. Maiden Sane lining up against She Who Cannot Be Named.
88. Calgary 88 was the Olympics. Speaking of that, I was there.
Wow.
I know. How well does this work out?
Crazy. Maiden Sane getting knocked out and pulled back.
So nice work there by Fiona Grapple. She's able to make it past Grapple and hit that wall. She Who Must Not Be Named also takes a hit out. It looks like that was Palmer who is able to recycle her back.
Both jammers getting absorbed by their blocking walls. Neither one of them managing to pick up, of course, proving me wrong as I say it, neither one of them managing to pick up lead, and Maiden Sane picks up lead.
Maiden Sane used some toe stop running there to keep herself in balance and on that inside line, and she was able to come in as your lead jammer. She's now scoring some points. We're in a scoring run here for Terminal City. Nice pass for Maiden. That is 5 full points.
She Who Cannot Be Named is still trying to get through that Terminal City defensive wall.
Eve Hollis, Sundown, hit and miss. That's a nice blocking wall up there for Terminal. Effective.
And there we go. Both jammers out of the pack. Maiden, of course, on a scoring pass. Initial pass out for She Who Cannot Be Named. But, of course, the jam goes its 2-minute length and gets called off.
Maiden rode that up to the back of the pack there. Terminal City currently 10 more points on the board. They've got 54 points. Rocky Mountain at 18. We've played just about half of our first period of this game.
Veda Prone on the line up against Wild E Coyote.
We've been playing a pretty clean game, actually. We've been starting most of these jams with all of our players on the track.
At most, I think we've seen 2 so far.
Veda Perone had to stumble over a few of the blockers there. Rocky Mountain really quickly reassembles themselves to keep that front wall.
Kept the front wall, but did not bridge back. So Aveda Perot comes right back in, and it looks like, if I can hear Coach Lime correctly, there's a power jam going to Terminal City as Wildy Coyote heads to the penalty box.
Looks like it was a cutting the track penalty for Coyote. Veda Perone still trying to complete her initial pass. Bruceberry Pie up there trying to help block out some of those blockers.
Whew, that was a swing and a miss there by the blocker. Bonita could have had a solid hit. Lucky for Aveda, she deked left when the hit was coming to the right.
Terminal City picking up a penalty there as Green Machine's heading off to the penalty box. Aveda Perone still trying to fight her way through.
We still don't have a lead.
No, Aveda is lead.
Don't mind me.
So Wildy Coyote out of the, I'm checking. Wildy Coyote out of the penalty box now, trying to complete her initial pass. And that was it there. Oh, no, we've got a star pass. Sorry. So that is now Fallen Angel is your jammer for Rocky Mountain.
And Aveda Perone calling it off. Obviously, I looked over to the side and completely missed her getting through the pack. Don't mind me. It's been a long day.
Looks like Aveda was able to put 4 more points on the board there for Terminal City, bringing them up to 58.
Well, Bont skates. They're lighter, stronger, faster. Be your best. Be Bont. And a timeout called by Terminal City. That'll give us a chance to throw out some sponsor shout-outs.
I want to say a big shout out to the Big O Tech team. Kudos and thanks to the Big O Tech team for making the magic happen behind the scenes. That's Izzy, Jake, Grimes, Bernard, and Ryan. Not all the time, but thanks to those guys for making the special magic happen. I appreciate it.
I definitely do, otherwise this microphone wouldn't be working.
I know we would just be talking into dead mics, which I still do. Not going to lie.
Speaking of tech, let's talk about photographers.
Oh, yes.
Thanks all the photographers contributing their time and talent to shoot the Big O. Special shout out to Steve Sharky Mancini, who's organized the photography crew. And let me tell you, as a photographer, make sure once this event is over, you share those albums, you tag your friends in them, you like the photographers' pages. We don't get paid, but to get likes, lets you know that you're being appreciated and people are checking out your page. So get out there, like your favorite photographer, like them all, and share their photos. Make sure you credit them in the photos.
Agreed. Do not crop out the watermark.
Well, the watermark isn't a mandated thing, but yes, please don't crop out my watermark. It's embarrassing when only the copyright sign is showing.
We've got Kim Jan on the line in white for Terminal City, and I believe that is Havoc.
And that is, once again, Havoc out there as Kim, trying to make her way through, is sneaking to the front. Only one blocker left to go through, and she gets past her, picks up lead. Havoc not too far behind, however, as she pops through the pack and gets out as well. Both teams posturing for some defensive moves, and that didn't matter to Kim because she jumped the apex and got right past the defense.
That was pretty much a textbook move there. Kim Jan jumps the apex, claws it off, gets herself 4 points before Havoc was able to score any points. Pretty much how you want that play to happen.
Lining up now on the line, Harper Bazaar once again and Moulin Bruce.
Harper trying to give Mulan a little bit of a nudge there, but Mulan quickly up to the front of the pack, trying to get through her wall. Harper with some moves on the outside, trying to get past that Terminal City at the wall front. One blocker down as Bruceberry Pie is heading off to the penalty box. But it is Mulan who is your lead jammer for Terminal.
Mulan seeing the outside line, taking it, getting through. But Harper Bazaar now out of the pack. And Mulan into the pack, asking for some offense. Trying a little bit of choo-choo train action. Calling off the jam before Harper can get into the pack and pick up any points. 2 points going to Terminal City.
64 points, Terminal City All-Stars. 18 points, Rocky Mountain All-Stars. Red Sonja on the line for Terminal City.
Devastator out there for Rocky Mountain. Both jammers dancing at the back of the pack. Devastator out first, up against a 2-wall from Terminal City, and that helps her get through. She picks up lead.
Nice, that is a well-needed lead jammer here for Rocky Mountain. Oh, nice move there. That was
beautiful.
A hip spin right around those blockers at the front. Devastator, 5 big points. That was beautiful.
That's how you do it, boys and girls.
That was a textbook play. That was exactly what you wanted.
And she's back and into the back of the pack. She's still only dealing with 2 blockers at a time, as the Terminal City's walls are not as firm as they can be.
Yeah, that's true. Rocky Mountain really doing a great job of breaking up all the walls that were out there. Red Sonja finally out of the pack here for Terminal City, but we do have our Rocky Mountain jammers coming in for another pass. Scarlet Bloodbath with a nice block to the outside for Devastator as she gets recycled back. Bit of a pile up here for Red Sonja.
Ouch, and there goes a cut to Red Sonja.
So this is a great moment here for Devastator. She's already put 10 points on the board, and she has a power jam. This is where the cowbell comes in. More cowbell.
And Coach Dave, they're looking for a call-off, which he gets after a
I like
few
the coach is
repeated.
calling for a call-off. I'm calling for cowbell. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
listen
well,
to your
you know.
coach. Probably a good idea.
I don't think I've only ever seen one jammer actually listen to the announcers.
I don't know.
And that was this morning, and it was Mr. Testosterone. I think it's because I was talking about him. He really enjoys that.
Ah, nice.
You could actually see that he was listening to us. But no, most times, jammers don't listen to
Don't pay attention over here.
the announcers. And we have an official review coming from Terminal City. I'm going to head down and find
Fantastic.
out what it is.
Well, we find out that official review. I'm going to give a big shout out to Ninkasi Brewing. Ninkasi makes fabulous beer. I hope you have an opportunity to try some while you are here. If you are watching the game and you want to send a little feedback, you can hashtag the Big O, hashtag Big O 2016, social media tag for the events. You can find Emerald City at ECRG, or the Twitter is at ECRG_the Big O. Please give us some feedback. Tell us how much you're enjoying the game, because I know you are.
Okay, so the official review being requested by Coach Lime, Terminal City, is what happened over here on between turn 3 and turn 4. He is discussing the fact that when the jammer fell down, the red skater that was standing by her feet fell down, almost flopping on top of her, and he's requesting a flopping penalty and or a gross misconduct for the act that was done. Those of you at home watching, feel free to press a little rewind on that and check what you can find. Feel free to message me on my Facebook account if you're a friend of mine. We will see what the official review comes back with momentarily.
It's a shame you weren't faster on the poll. You could put up a poll, have them vote. Bring your phone with you to the next official review.
We could do a Twitter poll.
Yeah.
What was the call?
Yeah. Hashtag what do you think?
Hashtag Big O, what do you think?
Yeah.
Because, of course, we can use this for all tournaments.
Yeah, exactly. Another shout out to our friends Notorious RED, Notorious Gear Deodorant by Notorious RED. Smell clean even if you play dirty.
Okay, so Terminal City has lost their review on that. And according to the two jam refs that were on location, the incident was nothing egregious, nothing that would warrant a penalty, and the Terminal City has lost their official review.
So I hope your vote was for hashtag no penalty. So we do have the Terminal City Jammer in the penalty box, which means Wildy Coyote gets a power start.
And she takes advantage of that and gets through the pack, picks up lead for Rocky Mountain.
Quickly back into that pack there, getting ready to score some points here. Terminal City putting up a brace wall. On the outside, Scarlet Bloodbath still the last blocker to get past here, and a nice pass there for Wildy Coyote, and that is going to be 5 points.
Sonia into the pack, going up against the last jammer of the Rocky Mountain wall, as she gets sent out because blocker. I said jammer, I meant blocker. As the second blocker comes in, knocks her out, and they recycle her all the way back to the back of the pack. Scarlet doing a great job of knocking out the Rocky Mountain jammer and recycling her as well. And looks like we've got another cutting track penalty to Red Sonja, who will be heading to the penalty box.
Again, another big opportunity here for Rocky Mountain is Wild E Coyote is on scoring pass, but she's going to call off that jam, and they are going to start with another power start. Looks like that is going to be Havoc who is going to take that start.
And Havoc doing the choo-choo train move with her blocker. But Terminal City catches that, reforms at the front to lock her down.
Some nice work to try and break up that wall there by Fiona Grapple.
But she gets a penalty.
It was still effective.
And Maiden Sane tangoing with Havoc out there. Havoc getting through, however.
So Havoc now into the pack one more time. Sundown gives a nice little hit there, but Havoc able to stay on her feet.
And looks like we've got ourselves a star pass. Red Sonja handing it off to Maiden Sane, who is now putting it on, almost blinding herself, covering her eyes with it, and she's out of the pack. In for a scoring pass now.
Nice work on the inside line there for Havoc, able to get past a block from Sundown as she enters into the pack again. Already has 9 big points on the board for Rocky Mountain as they are chipping away at that lead that Terminal City had on the board. That was a 13-point jam there for Havoc, bringing them up to 55 points. Maiden Sane able to put 3 points on the board, 68-55. 5 minutes left in our first period.
Now, this is a nice close game, the way we like it. Speaking of close games, did you catch the game that was on right before this, the juniors?
I did not. I was over watching the...
1 point
Oh,
difference.
fantastic. I was watching the Rat Texas game.
And those points that put them over the edge were scored on an apex jump as she called it off to finish the game.
Oh.
That's Derby. That's the fun stuff you want
That'd
to
have been
watch.
beautiful.
And on the track, we've got Aveda Perone out front for Terminal City, fighting up against the last of that Rocky Mountain wall. Gets a blocking with the head penalty. She's going to head to the box for that. That's going to put Rocky Mountain on a power jam.
That is Harper Bazaar, who is out there now for Rocky Mountain. Got some penalties piling up here for Terminal. It is only Green Machine and Bruceberry Pie are left on the track, and then Green Machine getting called for a penalty.
Told to return to the track. She will report to the box once a spot opens up for her.
Bruceberry Pie up at the front of the pack, goes in for a hit, but Harper's Bazaar rolls it off and gets 5 big points. There's only 8 points between these two teams right now. Again, Bruceberry tries to stop at the front, but 5 more points.
And beautiful footwork by Aveda on the inside line as Green Machine opens up that inch. That's all you need is an inch to get through the pack and pick up and get her initial done, actually. I was about to say pick up some points, but she managed to pick up her initial pass.
4 more points, you guys. 14-point jam, and that is a lead change. Rocky Mountain 69, Terminal City 68. That calls for cowbell.
I was about to say, I guess I'll go get my drink and take a sip of my Gatorade. Of course, the EMS is looking at me wondering what I'm talking about, but the roller derby tradition, when you have a lead change there, medical staff, is you take a drink. Cheers.
Kim Jana jamming for Terminal City, pushing her way through the inside. Again, some nice little toe stop running, and she comes out as your lead jammer.
Devastator doing her best to get through the Terminal City wall. Takes that inside line, that beautiful footwork, but not beautiful enough. And she knew it before the whistle even blew, that she had cut that track.
Yeah, sometimes you just know when it happens and already heading off to the penalty box. Save yourself some time. Kim Jana able to put 5 more points on the board for Terminal City. We got another lead change.
And with a power jam situation.
A nice hit there as Kim Jana tries to do an apex jump. Rocky Mountain was waiting for her, gave her a knockdown. That was nice work by a Salt and Pepper.
And fancy footwork for Kim Jana keeps her inside, and she's going to pick up some points on that pass. 5 of them. And she's got 1 to contend with, and she is through another 4 points to Kim Jana on that pass.
14-point jam here for Kim Jana so far. A Rocky Mountain jammer up to the front of the pack, gets knocked to the inside and recycled back.
And Jana on her own up front gets through once again. She's going to earn 5 points on a pass of the opposing team's jammer. Looks like star pass.
Star pass there to Fiona Grapple. Kim Jana still in that pack, moving her way up to the front, trying to put some more points on the board for Terminal City. Since we had that lead change, trying to pad it up a little bit.
Coach Lime requesting all she can out of her. Oh, she gets, what does she get? Waiting for it. 1 point as predicted. She managed to get her backside past that first blocker, or the rearmost blocker, as the whistles blew.
Yeah, that was a fantastic jam there for Kim Jana. That was 24 points on the board, 93-69.
And looks like there's an official review.
Shout out to Rydell Skates. Rydell Skates, unmatched quality, unmatched performance.
Okay, so the official review being requested by Rocky Mountain is the fact that over here on turn 3-4, skater had already established position beside the line, and Kim Jana jumped into her and then fell out of bounds and recycled. No penalty was issued. So the request is obviously for a penalty for that hit.
Our referee is now giving the decision of the review. We'll find out in just a few minutes here from J.I. Jones what it was.
Okay, so the review is the fact that Kim Jana was in the air when the red skaters moved laterally into her already established air position. The official review is not retained, and no penalties or anything are issued.
So that brings Moulin Bruise up to the line, and she's jamming for Terminal City, and Wildy Coyote in red for Rocky Mountain. Again, Moulin's getting a head start, jump to the front of the pack. Wildy Coyotes, all her blockers are in the back. Some nice work from Skate Park there. And that is lead jammer. Lead jammer, Rocky Mountain and Wildy Coyote.
Rocky Mountain doing a great job up front, locking down Moulin Bruise. She passes the last jammer as we go and look to the back where the Rocky Mountain jammer, Wildy Coyote, has not managed to pierce the Terminal City wall and calls off the jam, picking up 2 points before the whistles are blown.
It was effective in the hit in there by Scarlet Bloodbath. Put Wildy Coyote to the ground and knocked it off. So we have just a few seconds left on our game clock. I think we'll definitely be able to get one last jam in here as Terminal City goes in with 93, Rocky Mountain 71.
Perfect timing of that call off to leave 30 seconds up on the clock and do one last jam. Maiden Saint up to the front against the Rocky Mountain defenders.
And that is Havoc in the back there for Rocky Mountain. I really love Havoc's feet. She moves so quickly.
Maiden Saint buried in there, unable to get through that wall at all. They are just swarming her. She stays in bounds and then looks down and gets knocked out. Recycled to the back by Fiona Grapple.
She's able to get recycled pretty far back as Sundown, Inkshot, and Hidden Miss are trying to stop Havoc, but Havoc gets her lead jam here in the last jam of our first period. For those of you watching at home, we're going to play this jam to its natural conclusion, no matter what the game clock says. So we are going to keep on playing until it gets called off, which is right now.
And there you go. Havoc calls off the jam. She picks up 4 points on that pass.
Nice work for Havoc, putting 4 more points on the board as we go into our halftime. 93 Terminal City All-Stars, 75 Rocky Mountain.
Excellent work and excellent cowbell cheering from the cheering section with the cowboy hats. We will see you all in about 10 minutes.
Enjoy your hot dogs.
A lot of very impressive people in roller derby.
This was definitely a proud moment for me, wearing the black, white, and red.
I care about this thing more than I care about any other article of clothing in my wardrobe.
This represents to me like 7 years of blood, sweat, and tears.
Glitter is fun and hardcore. I've learned that it's hardcore.
My uniform is always in pristine condition.
My truck is purple, my shoes are purple, my underwear are purple.
It takes a lot of drive and a lot of passion to keep going in roller derby.
Sometimes when you play roller derby, you're just kind of like, why am I doing this? This is so weird.
I just can't imagine that I'd get more kicks like playing golf than I do hitting a you know? Feels good.
My name is Rachel Rotten.
My name is Midge Wilhelm.
I'm Fifi Nomenon.
I'm Jackie Daniels.
My name's Steph Maney.
Hi, I'm Scald Eagle,
And S1.
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 and S1 is part of my uniform.
A clear path through the pack almost never exists. So we fight and make our own.
The Arius Platinum is packed with new features. Reinforced toe section. Increased toe stop clamping power. Winged truck with split cushion design for easy assembly and installation. The new Arius Platinum, performance redefined.
I love teamwork when it comes naturally, and it's almost like your teammate is an extension of your own body. That anticipation, where you've worked cerebrally through strategy and skills, and suddenly you're out there in a game and it all comes naturally because you know each other. I love that.
So when I first went into Fast Girl Skates, it was like being a kid in a candy
I skate
shop.
on the Antic AR1 boot with Crazy Venus plates and add-on B-Rod wheels.
As I've grown as a skater, Fast Girl has also helped my skates to grow with me.
What's your favorite thing that you got at the store?
Probably my gear. I'm Double Megs, and I'm a Fast Girl.
I'm Vex Factor, and I'm a Fast Girl.
I'm a Salted Peanut, and I'm a Fast Girl.
I'm Afro Jamra, and I'm a Fast Girl.
You can be a Fast Girl, too.
Skaters, lost your mouth guard? Hit this. Time for an upgrade? Hit this. New to Derby and not sure where to start? Hit this. We are Derby owned and operated with 6 years of experience. Hit This Derby Gear can hook you up with skates, gear, and honest advice based on your skating style and individual needs. Visit us at our store in Salem, Oregon, or online at www.hitthisderbygear.com. Whether you are a new or veteran skater, before you hit the track, hit this.
Hi folks, Scald Eagle here. Have you had a chance to take a look at the new Bonk Quadstar skate? The boots are ultra lightweight with no break-in period and are great for skaters with skinnier ankles. They also have a 100% Australian full-grain leather outer and a completely heat-moldable hand-laid fiberglass base. Get that premium performance without the premium price tag. Boom. Come over to the Bonk booth right now and check out this rad new skate.
At Roller Derby Athletics, we take the guesswork out of off-skate training so you can focus on being fierce. We help you transform your game without a lot of time or equipment. With 5 training programs plus all-star memberships, there's an option to suit every athlete. And we train skaters worldwide with high-quality video instruction and online support. At Roller Derby Athletics, we empower you to be safe, strong, and unstoppable. Want to see for yourself? Sign up today for our free Basics Builder program. Roller Derby Athletics takes the guesswork out of off-skate training, helping you become safe, strong, and unstoppable. Here's what skaters from around the world are saying.
Lots of great advice and things that helped me after I broke my ankle and had
I've lost 90 pounds and discovered my A game.
Love
that site and the workouts.
Rehab has been amazing. It's really worth the investment in
Booty Quake rocks. You won't regret the investment.
Want to see for yourself? Sign up today for our free Basics Builder program and transform your game with Roller Derby Athletics.
Hey, this is Dan from S1 Helmets. We're in the testing lab today, testing helmets to see if they pass the Multiple Impact Certification Test. We're going to be testing 3 helmets today. It's a soft foam helmet with EVA foam and a terry cloth liner. It's a hockey helmet with triple density EVA foam. The S1 Lifer helmet with EPS
here
Fusion
on
foam.
Track 3
All 3
as
of
we
these
at Rocky
helmets
Mountain and
are
Terminal
marketed
City
as
All
multiple
Stars
impact
going
helmets.
into
We're going
our
to test all of them today and see which
half,
ones
but
actually
don't
pass
go
the
too
test.
far
The
after
multiple
this game
impact
as
test
we are
is when
going
we
to have
drop a
Windy
helmet to
take
achieve
on
a
Old
velocity
Riki,
of
and you can see them warming up right
4.57
now,
meters
and
per
you
second.
don't want
This
to miss that
simulates
game.
a 10-mile-an-hour
It is going to be
impact or a 4-foot
fantastic.
drop. The same helmet is tested 3 times in the same location. The helmet must reduce the energy
Also, I
pulse
brought a
under
box of
300
50
Gs
Timbits
each time. Anything
down
over
from
300
Canada.
Gs can result in traumatic
imported all the way
brain injury
from
or severe
Canada?
Well, we say
concussion. In
Timbits,
summary,
like we can
the
talk
soft foam
normally about
helmet
Timbits, but
with EVA foam
donut
and the
holes
hockey
is what
helmet
they're called
with triple
down here.
density
We're
foam
trying to
do
explain
not
Timbits
pass
to people.
the multiple impact
I have about
test.
50
The
donut
S1 Lifer
holes
helmet with
from
EPS
Canada.
Fusion foam did
That's
pass the multiple
fantastic. If
impact
you want a
test.
donut hole, you must come up and say something in French.
In French? No, just come say something Canadian.
Come say something Canadian.
But someone will come and say a boot.
A boot. My cab driver told me that I said a boot this morning, and I'm like, I never say a boot.
That's because we're used to hearing the accent.
I guess
But anyway,
that's
I
what
did
it
bring
is.
down some Canadian treats. If you are local here and you haven't had any Canadian stuff like ketchup chips, I brought a bag of ketchup
yeah.
chips down.
You guys
all
don't even know
dressed-
poutine until you've been to Canada.
all dressed chips. If you want any of those, find me, G.I. Jones. I am the dealer of Canadian goodies. I did bring some beverages as well that are Canadian.
You bought some, what, kokanee?
No, I bought some Big Rock Brewery stuff from Calgary, Alberta.
fantastic.
So an actual local brew that you would experience if you go to the World Cup, the Men's Roller Derby World Cup, which is hosted in Calgary, Alberta this
Yeah, I like
July.
Big Rock. Traditional ale was my college drink. That
I
was
am a
what-
non-drinker, so I have never
Oh.
even...
Well, I can tell you that it's good. I have drinking your beers and mine.
I work right beside Wild Rose Brewery.
Oh,
so
that's
there
nice.
you go. But yes, come on down. See some Canadian junk food and some Canadian roller derby if you haven't made it over to track 3, because Terminal City is lining up to start the second half of this game against Rocky Mountain Rollergirls.
I hope everybody is home and is enjoying a nice PBR and hot dog as well, actually.
All those lucky people that can eat while they're watching. We're not allowed to because we're announcing, and it'll
It's just,
sound
well, you
funny.
can. It's just really annoying.
Yeah, they just smacking and
Yeah.
eating on the microphone.
Okay, so here we go. Our next 30 minutes of roller derby again as we left our last jam, 93.75.
Okay, cowbell people. Cowbell people, Cirrhosis is coming to see you. I don't think he likes all the cowbell.
Distracting from the whistles?
I believe you're impeding whistle sonorization. Does that sound good?
Ooh, I like it. I don't even know if that's a real
Acoustics?
word, but I'm going to go with it.
I don't know.
I like it.
But he's shutting down the Rocky fans. They can still cheer, though.
Move them back.
Look, she's so upset. He's destroyed her morale. Cirrhosis, you're so mean.
The cowbell is her power.
No more cowbell. And we're on the track. Vita Perone going up against
Wildy Coyote, and Wildy Coyote with a nice move on the outside comes out as your lead jammer here for Rocky Mountain. So strong start here for Rocky Mountain. Aveda Perone also out of the pack and starting her scoring pass.
This is a fast pack. Whoa.
Wildy Coyote calls it off just as she's knocked into the inside. So that was 4 points for Rocky Mountain. That was close.
I'm just an announcer. Feel free to rewind on that one. On the line now, we've got Kim Jenna lining up against 147 Havoc. If you haven't taken a close look on your PVRs or on the skaters as they go by, the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls actually have their names above their numbers. They're just very, very, very light.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, if you take a second, you'll notice that they do have their names on their jerseys.
Both of our jammers fighting the way to the front of the pack. Kim Jenna gets knocked onto the side, and it is Havoc on the outside. She is your lead jammer. That is 2 lead jammers in a row here for Rocky Mountain. Kim Jenna takes a hit to the outside, gets recycled back as Havoc sneaks through the outside one more time. Beautiful work here for Rocky Mountain.
And Kim Jenna with only a couple of blockers left to get past. She finally does.
Griffith
and
able to put Havoc
onto the track.
Sorry. No,
And through to call off the jam, locking Kim Jenna down for picking up any points.
Nice work there for Havoc. She pulled in a 9-point jam there. 88-93.
Just 5 points separating these two teams. And we've got Moulin Bruce out on the line, lining up against Harper Bazaar, 617. Nobody in the penalty box that I can see. 4-on-4 blocking lines.
Moulin Bruce makes it up to the front, gets a little bit of a bump to the outside, and she gets recycled back. Some nice work there by Fiona Grapple once more.
Fiona Grapple almost has that as a signature move. She has been the constant blocker that we have seen, knocking out and pulling back almost every jammer that's been put on by Terminal City so far.
Moulin still trying to push her way to the front. Again, another work there from Fiona Grapple, gets knocked outside to prove your point.
Yeah, there you go again.
Some nice work going on here by Terminal City blockers, and that is Moulin Bruce. She is able to make it out as your lead jammer. We still have Harper Bazaar in the pack here, trying to complete her initial pass. Sundown trying to block out Fiona Grapple there.
Oh, forearm getting called on Bonita. And we have ourselves a star pass going to Fiona Grapple wearing the pivot as Moulin Bruce calls off the jam.
Yeah, Moulin Bruce able to get 5 full points there and call off that jam just as Rocky Mountain completed that star pass. So 10 points now between our two teams.
One of the kids over on the other track, or somebody, it's called Polly on the tracker. I like it. Maiden saying, she who shall not be named.
We've got 88-88 going on again. Such a good year.
88 twinsies. And Maiden Sane at the front finally gets past the last of the blockers. And she picks up lead for Terminal City.
So Maiden Sane now in a scoring position as She Who Must Not Be Named gets hit into the front. And she's going to get a cutting penalty for that.
She thought that she had passed everybody, but the hips and the positioning didn't work out in her favor. And she is in the box now for 30 seconds or less. Maiden Sane out there on a power jam with only 2 blockers to worry about as they've goaded the third one at the back.
Nice. Maiden Sane just kind of rides the side of both of those blockers and comes out with 5 big points. 1 point for passing all the players on the track and 1 point for lapping the blocker in the box.
And an offensive sweep by the Terminal City team.
Terminal City blockers reforming in the back there as She Who Must Not Be Named has returned onto the track.
And Maiden Sane through the back, 5 points.
Oh, She Who Must Not Be Named is back. She's come back.
She is back on the track, dancing along the inside line, getting through the pack on her initial pass.
Oh, nice work there for Maiden Sane to rides that line with 1 foot. And then she looks at her coach and calls off that jam. So that is going to be 4 more points there. So that is 18 points on the board there for Maiden Sane, bringing Terminal City up to 116.
And if you haven't been paying attention, rewind your PVR a few seconds. You're going to watch a wonderful little jump by the pack ref for the Terminal City, Judge Double Wapner, as he jumped over the skater that was in the middle of the track. Put that on a highlight reel somewhere. Put a GIF out there for everybody. Yeah, I said GIF.
I would
didn't
say
GIF.
That's fine.
But we're back to the track. Wildy Coyote jamming up against Aveda Perron. 1 in the penalty box for Rocky.
A nice Aveda Perron with a nice little skip there. She comes out as your lead jammer. Wildy Coyote trying to make her way up to the front. Palmer with a big hit to the inside. That does give enough time for the Terminal City wall to reform around Wildy Coyote. That is Sundown and Griffith.
Fiona Grapple called on a multiplayer block, allowing Aveda Perron to get through the pack, picking up 5 more points onto the board.
We've only got 2 blockers on the track right now for Rocky Mountain. Aveda Perron on the outside calls off that jam. It looks like 4 more points there. Rocky Mountain 0.
Sometimes I sit at home at night and I practice yelling, "Call it," like Coach Lime does. He has such a clear and concise "call it" voice.
I can hear it.
If you're a jammer and you don't hear it, there's something wrong.
So Rocky Mountain being held at 88 points by Terminal City with 9 more points on the board.
And Moulin Bruce is out there lining up against Havoc. Terminal City with the back wall. Starting off on Havoc, but Havoc,
great,
with her flighty feet, gets past on the outside, and it's through the pack with lead for Rocky Mountain.
Yeah, I really like watching Havoc skate. She's so quick. That was a big hit into the back there. She pretty much tried to get through and got slammed back down.
Moulin Bruce finally out of the pack as Havoc gets recycled back. That's something I've noticed a lot so far in today's games, is the amount of spinability that these jammers are getting better and better at. You know, instead of just juking left and right now, they'll actually engage and then roll off the opposing blocker.
I love the hip roll. It's just such a good move.
And it gives you almost no time to react because you're stuck right on the person that's supposed to be engaging you. So they can't engage you with a hit or anything. You just kind of...
Yeah, they can't get any pressure in because you're right there.
You snooch around them, if that's even a word.
It is now.
Kim Jenna on the track up against Harper Bazaar once again. Rocky taking the front wall and absorbing Kim Jenna's power as she runs into them. She's down to her last blocker, and again, there's that spin move. She manages to take lead gem.
Kim Jenna has excellent spin ability. Harper Bazaar still trying to make it through the back. That's Sundown back there doing some amazing blocking at the back of the pack. But we've had a star pass, and that is Fallen Angel, who is now your jammer for Rocky Mountain. Kim Jenna gets knocked to the inside and calls off that jam with 5 more points.
40 points separating these two teams now. Just over 20 minutes left in this second half of the game. Maiden Saint on the line against Wildy Coyote for this next jam. And nobody in the penalty box. This game has been pretty penalty light.
I agree. Yeah, everyone's playing in a nicely clean game.
And again, Rocky Mountain at the front. And that seems to be working out for them. By being at the front, they are allowing enough distance for their jammer to push their way through, and they've constantly been getting lead jam.
So Wildy Coyote, your lead jammer.
Oh.
Nice work at the apex there. She's going to get herself 5 points as we've had a scar pass. That is a scar pass going on as Scarlet Bloodbath is now your jammer.
I definitely hope you said scar pass.
Yeah, that's my first scar pass of the day.
There you go. Look
Nice
at that
work.
footwork.
Yeah, Scarlet Bloodbath putting 4 points on the board. Awesome, nice work up at the front of the pack. Some nice blocking going on by Jersey Whirl, but Scarlet Bloodbath able to get 5 points out of that.
Very lucky that she was.
And Scarlet pulls in another 2 points there. 4 points on the board for Rocky Mountain. So that is 143 Terminal City, 101 Rocky Mountain, and just about 19 minutes on our clock.
Okay, yeah, we're getting caught up in listening to the Rocky fans cheer with their cowbell.
I just like the chanting.
And Devastator out on the line against Avita Perron. Again, Rocky at the front as Avita runs into them and bumps right into them, gets knocked to the inside, recycled to the back. Devastator just dancing and, picks up a wheel over the line and gets a cutting the track penalty.
So that leaves Avita Perron to become your lead jammer, which she just has, and 30 seconds of scoring ahead of her.
I may have said Havoc. I think it's Devastator. I might have said that too. I don't know what I'm even
You
saying
started with
anymore.
Devastator. Avita Perron pushing away through that pack. We've got Griffith and Palmer up in there trying to shake things up.
Trying for some offense, but only 2 of them unable to take out those 4 Rocky Mountain girls. And Avita Perron not getting much success on this bit of a power jam.
Some big hits there from Sundown in the back of the pack as Devastator re-enters the track.
Sundown doing a great job of not giving up and just resetting her every time she hits her.
Yeah, this is a strong Terminal City wall that is out there right now. All of our players back on the track, so it is a full 5-on-5 as we still have 30 seconds left in this jam.
And Rocky Mountain just not able to get through that Terminal City group.
One of the things about Avita Perron is she's so quick when you knock her down. She probably has the fastest get up of any player that I've seen.
And she's through for another 4 points. And receives a solid hit from Love Hurts, but pops through and gets 4 points.
And a lovely jam there for Avita Perron. She is having one fantastic game. She was the top scorer in the first game that they played today. 13 more points in this jam. That is 156 Terminal City, 101 Rocky Mountain.
And if I look at the penalty box, it looks like Devastator picked up a cutting the track penalty at the last second there. And so that's going to put Moulin, it's going to put Moulin Bruce out on the track for a power start. And it almost looks like the coaches were dueling for who was going to call the timeout. And
who gets
Lime
to call
won.
the timeout? But that is Terminal City's timeout, so that is a timeout from Lime.
And that is a timeout for us to do some sponsors.
We do have two really big games coming up tomorrow. Two Big O games broadcast live on ESPN3 on Saturday night. So the Big O coverage will feature the first roller derby doubleheader on ESPN3 with the 2015 WFTDA championships, the Rose City Rollergirls taking on the number 2 ranked Victorian Roller Derby League, and top 10 Texas Roller Girls and Angel City Derby Girls challenging for the 2 ranking spots. And you can see that at WFTDA.tv/ESPN for access details if you're watching from home, which you should.
And for those of you that aren't in the United States of America, obviously it will be on WFTDA.tv and the YouTube channel that you may be watching on already, as we don't get ESPN3 in Canadian land.
That is true.
And that's what happened with Champs last year, is that we got to watch it per our usual way and not through ESPN3. Back to the track, we've got Kim Jana out there on her own on that power start. She will be doing and attempting all the scoring of points for Terminal City. Terminal City right now sitting at 157 to 101 for Rocky Mountain.
Everybody starting up front, giving Kim Jana a running start to the pack. And with a little bit of blocking, she is able to make it through right in the front corner. And we are sending another Rocky Mountain blocker to the penalty box, so there's only 2 blockers. Oh, nice work from Scar.
Kim Jana not too sure whether or not she touched inbounds. Not going to take a chance and give the opposing jammer a freebie. So she goes back at it again and pops through, picks up 5 points on this power jam.
Yeah, that is smart work for Kim Jana. If you don't know, make sure you don't get a penalty. So Devastator back on the track now. Oh, Kim Jana with a nice little roll again. Not quite sure if she's completed that, so she's going to do it again.
She did 2 in a row there, but that second one was unsure, and she recycled herself. And there we go, Devastator out of the pack. No lead to her, but she is out.
And Devastator just in front of Kim Jana as we enter, both of our jammers enter the pack again. Looks like Kim Jana is going to try and go for a couple of points, but she calls off the jam. No points there. That jam pack was moving fast.
Not only did she pick up 0 points, the opposing jammer did, and that's what's important to her. Coach Lime trying to negotiate with the jam ref. Come on, give me 1. Give me 1.
It looked good.
And Judge looks at him and is like, no.
Moulin Brews back up on the line here for Terminal City. Wildy Coyote on the line for Rocky Mountain. This is my first time seeing Rocky Mountain, and I like them.
It's great. It's a beautiful matchup, these two teams, both at a very high skill level and with some amazing jammers and blocking walls that are just great for locking down those jammers that are so amazing.
Wildy Coyote taking a little bit of a tumble there. Moulin making her way up to the front. So we've just got...
Oh, Moulin stepped. She is back on. Look at that. Wow. She was going for a cut track, but then Judge reevaluated his call, brought her back on the track. However, she has just picked up a penalty in front of the OPR and will head to the box for 30 seconds or less.
I think she was evaluated as lead jammer, so then if she was, then there's no lead jammer.
There was a no pass, no penalty,
here we
which
go.
put her back on the track.
Okay, Rocky Mountain, your lead jammer.
I'm so confused on lead.
So that is Wildy Coyote, Rocky Mountain.
Oh, she's caught in her skates. She has managed to get her toe stop in the loop of the tied up laces.
That was amazing.
I've never seen that. And
I know, I think it was the first time I've seen that too.
She actually hobbled herself is what it came down to.
But she is up, and Terminal City, of course, you cannot block a player who is down, so they waited for her to get back up and have her caught in a back wall.
And you can't even touch a player that is down.
Nope.
That is considered a block, and you will earn a penalty. I've seen that before.
It's just kind of mean, really.
No, but I mean, even just like going, oh, are you okay? You can earn a penalty for that, tapping somebody on the shoulder.
That was a big hit in the back of the pack. Wildy Coyote takes a hit from Palmer. She can really lay somebody out when she gets in there.
And Moulin receiving the same treatment from the Rocky Mountain girls. And she gets knocked out and recycled.
And we've got 2 Terminal City penalties going on at the end of that. So we are going to start on a 4-on-2 with track advantage for Rocky Mountain. 172 currently for the Terminal City. We've got 111 for Rocky Mountain. 12:14 on the clock.
61 points. That's not too far-fetched.
That was some really good math. I wasn't even going to go for it.
Well, yeah, it took me a while, but 61 points.
Here we go. Havoc is going to getting assessed a cutting the track penalty. I think that was seen by our outside pack ref. So Havoc is going to enter into the penalty box, which still leaves the opportunity for Maiden Sane to be your lead jammer, and she is.
And she can increase this point spread with a couple of good passes here on this power jam.
We do have all of our Rocky blockers on the pack there. Straight up through the middle goes Maiden Insane, and 5 points on the board.
Maiden Insane going right through the middle, getting bumped around, but it almost looks like she still smiles as she's going through. I don't know if it's her mouth
She smiles all the
guard.
time.
She's all about smiling. That
She's
might
just-
go with her civilian job training.
Yes. No matter what they throw at you, keep smiling.
Yeah, she, I believe, is a flight attendant.
Correct.
So that will be why she's got that smiling skill going on.
Havoc making her way through the pack. She's got some big Terminal City blockers at the front. Maiden Sane trying to do another scoring pass. We still have 1 penalty going on for Terminal City, and Havoc is out of the pack. Maiden Sane gets up in there, gets a call, some coaching from Lime, calls it off. 4 more points on the board for Terminal City. So a nice 14-point jam there for Maiden Sane.
I wonder if Coach Lime has a vocal coach.
Yeah, there's no waffling with his calls. He just straight up says it.
You know, does he do warm-ups before a game?
Yeah.
Use the diaphragm.
Aveda Perone back up on the line. We've also got Devastator. Aveda Perone with a big running start, or skating start, I guess, to the front of that pack.
You can run on your toe stops and be quite successful. However, when you lose a toe stop, that's when you realize those persons depend too much on those toe stops. And Aveda sneaking through the London Bridge that was done by the Rocky Mountain girls.
Yeah, she
and
took
gets the
advantage of her
lead.
size there, hey, and just ducked right under that. Oh, Aveda
Almost.
tries. Thought she had that inside line, but that was a big, big hit there. That was a salt and pepper.
Oh, an illegal procedure called on a blocker that came out of the penalty box and came in to the, but came in not at the back of the pack.
Illegal procedure.
Yeah, and that's one of those ones where you're like, what was I thinking? You get too excited to jump into the game. It's almost happened
Must
to everybody.
get in, must do
Yeah,
things.
must get in. She came in before the back of the pack. So even if you come in diagonally, it's where your hips are when you get onto the track. That might have been what it was.
So Terminal City up at 191 points. Rocky Mountain in still at 111. We've got under 10 minutes left in our game.
I can do this math easily. 80 points between the two teams.
Nice. I wish I would have done that. That was the easy math one, and I didn't take it.
And Kim Jenna at the front doing that outside track pass, but she picks up a cutting the track. But that's the danger of that one, is that if your wheel goes over the line, you stand a chance of someone calling on a cut in the track penalty, and she will sit down for 30 seconds or less.
Wildy Coyote is your jammer in there for Rocky Mountain. Still an opportunity for Wildy Coyote to get lead jam. Takes a hit out from Scarlet Bloodbath. We have all of our blockers on the track right now.
And here we go. Oh. Wile E. Coyote getting knocked out.
And I think we did get a cutting the track penalty there, so we're going to have no lead jammer in this jam, and we're going to play for another minute. Kim Jenna has made it out of the penalty box, and she is now in a scoring position again. The Rocky Mountain wall, we've got a 4-wall forming up at the front, and that was a nice move. Pulls Kim Jenna to the inside.
And Terminal City's blockers trying to help her out by coming up and doing some offense. Unfortunately, not staying together as a big clump, so it's pretty much just kind of a little bit of dancing happening. Now they're going to let her push that pack to its limit and get out in front, which she does.
She sure does.
Picks up points.
Rocky Mountain Jammer out of the penalty box now. Wildy Coyote back into the pack. Terminal City Wall at the back waiting for her. Eve Hollows gets a knock into the inside. And Kim Jana pulls up 5 more points. And that is the end of that jam. Rocky Mountain still in at 111. Terminal City in at 196.
Correction on the score. That's going to drop down by 1 to 195. Coach Lyman wasn't yelling at the jam ref for that one.
No.
And then when he took it off, he was like, oh, why you got to be like that?
We're in a timeout right now here. Timeout Rocky Mountain.
I'm going to take a quick look at the penalty board.
I'm going to give a shout out here to Hit This Derby gear, Derby owned and operated. Before you hit the track, hit this. Visit the store in Salem, Oregon, or online at hitthisderbygear.com.
A couple of skaters out there with 5 penalties each. Apart from that, though, things aren't going too bad.
Yeah, no, it's been a pretty clean game for both of these two. The regular amount of penalties I think you would expect. Our team timeout is over, and Moulin Bruise is on the line in white for Terminal City. And that is Havoc in red. I think with the name of Havoc, you should always wear red.
Oh, she's managed to pick up a lead, but got knocked out and recycled. So Moulin's going to be out there all by herself without lead should she get out of the pack, and she does.
So nice work for Moulin, but Havoc is going to decide to call it off. She can't get out of the pack, so she's not going to let Moulin score any points, and she calls off that jam. So it's still 195, 111, 6 minutes left on the clock.
I just received a little hashtag spinability put onto my Facebook wall. That could be a new word.
Yeah. It's actually a Canadian word. I don't know, maybe that's exactly what it is, as the Americans might not know it, but spinability is an official Canadian word.
It was one of the Vancouver people that put it on my wall, so
yeah.
Understandably.
Yeah. Hashtag real.
Hashtag look at Maiden saying getting through the pack and picking up lead. That's
a nice
long
track
hashtag.
awareness too there by Fallen Angel. She was coming in for a hit, and she knew she might have got a bad block, so she kind of pulled that block back until Maiden was ready to take it, and she did it again.
Look at that dancing up front Maiden is doing with the Rocky Mountain girls. They are doing an incredible job of blocking, and Maiden Saint is just trying all the different moves and unable to get through.
Harpazar is your jammer here for Rocky Mountain, trying to get past that wall of white Terminal City blockers. Some nice help in the pack there by a Salt and Peppa.
And Fallen Angel popping out Maiden Saint and recycling her once again. Looks like things are slowing down.
Both of our jammers working really hard, trying to get past their respective walls. And we are going to get a multiplayer block here for Terminal City. That is going to send Bruceberry Pie to the penalty box. So that means there's only 2 players left up at the front, but scars all over it.
Look at that. And Sundown as a team together. Just recycling that jammer, handing them off to each other.
That was pretty amazing. Kudos to all of the blockers in that jam. That was fantastic. I think we are getting a timeout here, though, for Rocky Mountain. That's a Rocky Mountain timeout.
I'd like to make sure to thank our vendors that we have here at the Big O. Make sure to go shopping and buy stuff at these vendors. We've got Adam. We've got Bont Skates, Bruce Skate News, Castle Megastore, Durbalife, Fast Girl Skates, Fingers Duke, Flat Track Revolution, Green Monster, or Gurn Munster.
Gurn Monster.
Hit This Derby Gear, Living Color Duct Tape, Left Turn Clothing, Moda Skates, Rydell Skates, S1 Helmet Company, Steel Web, Superfit Hero, Trixie Be True. And we've got merch from several of the teams out there today, including Bay Area Derby Girls, Minnesota Derby Girls, Minnesota Roller Girls, and Rose City and Texas Roller Girls.
Yeah, I try to limit myself to one T-shirt per tournament, so I think I might go with Minnesota this year.
I do way too much Derby to actually buy shirts anymore. I cannot afford it. It's just not in my
That's why
budget.
there's one. You got to pick one.
There can only be one shirt.
There can only be one Derby shirt per season.
So the timeout is over. 5 seconds warning being given. You've got Aveda Perone out there going against Wild E Coyote.
Aveda Perone with some quick moves on the inside line. She comes out as your lead jammer. As Salt and Pepper takes a flying.
Whoa! Speaking of flying.
Yeah.
Aveda was in the air. I don't know what she caught an edge on, but she was in the air for a couple seconds there. Gets right back up and into the game and out dances the Rocky Mountain Rollers.
Aveda Perone is such a fighter. She just moves so fast. And that puts Wildy Coyote out of the pack and for her initial pass. And Aveda Perone through the pack. Wildy Coyote finds Griffith at the back of the pack there. Palmer on the other side. A little 1-2 punch. Ooh, a Salt and Pepper cleaning the house up there as Wildy Coyote is going to get 4 points for that pass. We've got 5 points because Aveda Perone is in the penalty box.
That's right. Aveda get knocked into that penalty box. She's going to sit there for 30 seconds or less. As Wildy Coyote is the only jammer out there, and she squeaks through, drags a foot, doesn't want to take a chance, comes back in to avoid a cutting the track penalty.
Yeah, again, if you are not 100% sure that you don't want to get that penalty, especially at this point in the game. And Aveda Perone out of the penalty box, back into the pack, and to see if she can put a few more points on the board. There is 19 seconds left in this jam.
And Wildy Coyote out of the pack, as is Aveda. We're going to have ourselves a little bit of a jammer race, see if anybody can pick up points before the end of this jam.
There is just a couple seconds left on the clock. Let's see if that's going to happen. I think both teams might got some points there. Yeah, that was 4 points for Aveda, 3 points on the board for Wildy Coyote.
Surprisingly more points than I would have expected out of that.
Because there was like 3 seconds left on that, and they were both able to get points. But I think we have a team timeout going on right now.
A very quick timeout by Rocky's coach as that fourth whistle blew. He had his hands in the air calling for a timeout, trying to conserve as much time as possible to get points on the board before the end of this game.
Yeah, you might as well keep everybody fresh, put that minute in there. Also, a big shout out to Roller Derby Athletics, another one of the sponsors here for the Big O, Roller Derby Athletics. Founded by Bootyquake, a former skater for Terminal City. So if you want to pump up your jam, rollerderbyathletics.com is the way to do it. I tried one day. I made it one day through Roller Derby Athletics.
I visit Tim Hortons and eat donuts way too much to do anything athletic.
Dude,
I mean, I play roller derby.
I work in a donut shop.
But I'm not that guy.
I make donuts. That's why I made it through one day of athletic training.
They're delicious, says the coach.
Thanks, Twisty. Kim Jana back up on the line. She's going to be jamming for Terminal City, and that is Havoc on the line for Rocky Mountain. Rocky Mountain, Havoc doing a little bit of blocking against Kim Jana there, trying to stop her from moving forward to that wall. Havoc so fast.
She's just got so much power behind that little frame of hers. It's great to watch her skate. Look at that. Like, that wall is holding her back, but she has not given up for a second. Meanwhile, Kim Jana picking up lead for Terminal City as Havoc is stuck at the back. Unfortunately, right now, she is not getting through. Whoa, solid hit by Scarlett.
Yeah. Kim Jana takes a knock to the inside. She's going to try and start that pass again, but some beautiful toe stop work, but a huge hit there again. That was Fiona Grapple.
A gorgeous bit of footwork by Havoc. Havoc skating around the outside, just did a crab walk and kind of just, she deked out two of the Terminal City blockers coming right for her and got out of the pack.
I think Kim Jana got assessed a cutting the track penalty right at the end of that jam, so she made it to the penalty box, but we do have an official review.
No, it looks like Dave decided to cancel that because the jammer's in the penalty box. That's probably what I was going to call.
Yeah.
So the official review is not an official review?
I think Coach Lime might be doing an official review.
No. Coach Lime is going up for the official review. Oh, maybe he is. I thought he was just going to go up and discuss. Let me go find out. Okay, so we have a timeout followed by an official review.
Oh, okay.
So, now that the timeout from red has been done, we are going to go to a white official review. Coach Lime is up here.
I'm going to take this opportunity to eat your Timbits while you're in the middle.
Adventure. Hey, you're eating my Timbits. You're Canadian. You're not allowed eating those Timbits. Okay, so the official review. The request by Coach Lime is the fact that Kim Jana was calling off the jam and the first whistle had gone as she tapped her hips, but also the person that she should have cut is in the penalty box. Therefore, she couldn't have cut a penalized person. It would have been a no pass, no penalty.
That's interesting.
Yes. Everybody at home is slowly PVRing and looking back to see if that was the case.
I'm sorry, did you say PBRing? Because everybody at home might be PBRing.
PVRing, exactly.
Uh-huh.
They're you know, because the live feed you can rewind it
Yes,
and take a look
you're
at stuff.
talking PVR, I'm talking beer.
Oh, PBR.
Yeah.
That's a Montreal roller derby thing.
I bet you I know some other people who are drinking some PBR right now.
Okay, so 3-1 was in the penalty box for an elbow before that, and not that, but also it occurred on the third whistle, and she cut the track on the fourth, therefore earned a cutting the track penalty. Whew.
Okay, that was a really good one. So that means we have a Rocky Mountain power start going on here as Wildy Coyote has an excellent opportunity to try and put some points on the board as we have 1:21 left in the clock.
I got to tell you, official reviews are the best way to learn about those rules and those little things that you never hear about. And I love making sure that the audience hears them because we have coaches and players at home that learn from watching roller derby. And if you don't learn what the official review is for, you lose out on that opportunity.
I agree.
Back to the track. Sorry about that.
No, Wildy Coyote is still trying to complete her initial pass. Here she is going right around our Rocky Mountain cheering section, so I know that has given her some power. Oh, and a nice move to the inside line. Sundown tries to cut it out, but that is Wildy Coyote as your lead jammer. That happened just as Kim Jana was leaving the penalty box. Kim Jana takes a hit to the outside. Wildy Coyote hitting up for some points.
You just can't satisfy everybody. The internet's complaining that I'm saying Mulan as opposed to Mulan. Oh, I tell you.
And Kim Jana out for a scoring pass here. Wild E Coyote in there getting some points here for Rocky Mountain. She's going to call it off. Kim Jana able to sneak in 2 points there as that jam is being called off. And we've got a timeout. Timeout, Coach Lime.
Look
you
at
guys,
that.
there's like 5 seconds on the clock. That was a great timeout call. That means we are going to get one more jam.
And anybody who knows Coach Lime knows that we call that a lime out because, of course, he always does it approximately 5 seconds before you think he's not going to.
That is fantastic. That definitely means we're going to get one more jam into this game. We're going to go into that jam with Terminal City in the lead with 216 points. Rocky Mountain with those last 3 points from Wild E Coyote up to 127. And I think we should all be thankful that even though we're playing Rocky Mountain, I have not broken into any John Denver.
Wow, goodness. Thank goodness.
That should be, we should be thankful for that. Although I'm pretty sure I could do a pretty mean Rocky Mountain High if it came right down to it.
I believe one of the after parties may or may not have karaoke. You can do it then.
That might take bite into my Bon Jovi time.
I actually have a karaoke list on my phone for
Oh yeah,
events
me too.
such as
Karaoke
this.
Sundays, you guys.
Look at that, Havoc out on the line for Rocky Mountain. Maiden Saint out there for Terminal City. Our last jam on track 3 of this game.
This has been one heck of a fantastic game. Thank you so much to both of these teams. Thanks to everybody for tuning in with us as well.
Looks like Havoc has gone in there with 120%. She is flying left and right as Maiden Saint is locked down by the Rocky Mountain blocking line. She is pushing them quite well, though.
Yeah, Skate Park and Green Machine able to pull Havoc pretty far back there. Maiden Stain still trying to get out as well. That is one solid Rocky Mountain wall.
Wow.
That's like a mountain out there.
But
a Rocky Mountain.
Oh. Watching Havoc just dance around. She was almost like at a 45-degree angle and then got knocked out. Maiden Sane bringing her back. And now it looks like we're just going to throw the Jeopardy song on here as Maiden Sane is waiting for Havoc. And it looks like we're going to try to eat the baby here.
Yeah, we sure are.
But we're not. We're going to race it instead. It should be quite fun to watch. Who's going to do it?
Both of our jammers in a scoring position.
Havoc
Eve Hollows with a nice knock to the inside. But then Maiden Sane gets knocked to the outside by Fallen Angel.
Neither jammer having much success on this pass. There you go. Maiden Sane finally out. She will pick up lead.
Can't believe there wasn't a lead jammer before that. So Maiden Sane, now your lead jammer in there, scoring some more points here for Terminal City. Looks like she is going to call it off, and that is our unofficial final. Woo! So that puts 3 points more on the board here for Terminal City. Our unofficial final score is 219 Terminal City, 127 Rocky Mountain.
Well, that was an amazing game with a whole lot of learning to do.
Yeah, that was a good amount of learning.
The official reviews were key official reviews that you're like, gosh, I would never have caught that if I wasn't paying attention. And it's cool to see the coaches and people paying attention to those kind of things. And in the end, Terminal City pulled the win out.
Yep, that was fantastic. Good work. That is our final score then. Terminal City 219, Rocky Mountain 127. Thank you so much to everybody for coming out. And thanks for everybody for watching on the feed. Don't forget to tip your waitress, and we will see you soon.
We should have a tip jar down here for the announcers. Thank you, everyone.